I was doing a ton of writing and on a project, and it was just so large that we were like, well, we need to release something in the interim. So we decided to release an EP. And so I went through and looked at the stuff that I'd been writing on top of that other stuff, and also kind of started from scratch in a little bit.
And he came to us. I've been writing some songs, and I think that I have enough songs to make an EP.
Kept kind of adding songs, like, oh, maybe this song will work, and he would, add a song to it, then it became 8 songs, then it became 9 songs, and then finally I was just kind of like, I think this could be an album.
And I was actually really against it at the start. They talked a lot of sense into me in that, an 8-track EP is a record, basically.
And then, of course, it just got huger and huger until it was the monster that it is now.
So I went up to Pittsburgh, and I was running around for about 4 days listening to all these tracks. I usually take my iPhone or my Zoom recorder and record the entire thing from start to finish and just let it happen and see what flows out. And generally speaking, 90% of the time, I end up with a verse, a chorus, and some kind of bridge. I don't think there's a wrong or a right way to record. Some people will disagree with that. I think we're very fortunate that you can do recordings because of companies like DigiDesign and Logic.
The benefits from that recording outside the studio is that you are getting a performance out of people that may be a little more organic.
At first it was kind of a financial thing. We couldn't afford to go into a studio and record hundreds of hours of content to create this kind of guerrilla orchestra. But as we did that, we realized that if you take a player and you put them in a studio, sometimes, at least for me, a studio feels very definite and a little sterile. And so my performance lacks a little bit in the studio because I'm not comfortable. I feel a little more pressure.
I had never really recorded with any type of band like that, but hearing a couple of those parts through headphones and only being in a room with like 2 other trombone players or whatever was really interesting.
You don't yet totally know what it's going to turn into, and so it's an interesting process to sort of lay down tracks and hear it grow and start to sculpt.
Liam had a bunch of the parts in his head still. I was going in with just knowledge of scratch tracks, guitar, bass, maybe some keys, some of the words.
I'm used to a section-oriented kind of collaboration, but it's nothing like what we do here. I've never done anything like what we've done here, and we did a recording session at Bazaar Cafe, for example, with a bunch of people some of whom just happened to come in off the street, saw us playing in there and came in off the street, and we recorded this big bar choir.
I think my favorite track off Beneath the Brine would be Howl. My joke is that people ask if music heals, and music somewhat, I guess, did surgery on me. Because before I heard that song, I had 2 left feet, and it taught me how to dance.
I think Beneath the Brine is an awesome song. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I really think that Liam's vocals in that song are crazy.
I'd say the favorite song for me on the album it has to be Beneath the Brine, because it has a really crazy, wicked cello solo at the beginning, and it really sort of highlights the cello.
Maybe my moment might be Water, because basically the first time we tried to record it, we just failed. We didn't really know what the song was going to be, and we didn't know what the groove was going to be, and we just couldn't get it right. And even in the end, it ended up being a really tricky song to record, but when we finally nailed it, the first time I heard a mix of it, I was super psyched.
I think one of them would be Liam and I, we were in the church, they have these handbells. I'm like, whoa, maybe it would be cool for handbells on the album. So we got, and we don't know how to play handbells, usually there's like 4 people to do a piece, and we're trying to do it ourselves.
I would say in the first couple months after I joined the band and we were gearing up to release Beneath the Brine, we did the music video shoot for Love Don't Go, and having a lot of our extended family from San Francisco join us. Gabe, the trombone player, was, in case was standing next to me in that video. We had spent a lot of time recording the music, and so to have them with us was awesome. And then to have the rest of the group record that video, and we actually ended up doing one take and using that first take in a one-shot video was kind of magical.
The best part about the extended family is getting on the road and seeing them again and again every time we go through, and every time it's like we get to catch up and all these things. It's like meeting your old friends again.
What I find interesting is that, some of my closest friends started out as fans of our band. That's really interesting. I just think that our fans are the best, and the fact that they, over the last 3 years, have glommed onto us and come out and support us on the road. It's really moving.
The album itself, over the years, the more I listen to it, or the more we play it, I really start getting into the little details, and I hear all the different instruments, and I try to pinpoint exactly who's playing what. And then I think about the people who are playing it and stuff, because they're friends of ours, and it has this movie soundtrack sort of feel to it. So when I get on stage, I have like this sort of adventure happening all around me at the same time, and it really sort of puts you in another world.
I can't wait to share the new project. They've been waiting for a long time. We've kept them waiting for a long time while we've been working on this. I think it will have been worth the wait, but they're why we do this. So,
without having toured Brine extensively, and without that record having gone where it went, we never would have met all these different people that wanted to be a part of the project. And we decided, we kept having these people that wanted to record with us, and we decided to do a recording and basically recorded, it ended up being 60-something people in like every major city in the United States over a month. And it was very hard work. I love adding people to these records because when I hear a song like Brine, for example, I think about when we recorded each person.
I think that the new project, just like Brine, has a lot of different styles of songs, a lot of different inspirations that go into it. I think we've learned to play more as a rock band, and so I can see the influence in the way that we've written for this record. There's a lot more danciness, there's also a lot more depth, there's a lot more different layers happening.
The new project differs, I think, in the same way that Brine differed from The Village. I think it's a really exciting record, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really proud of all the people that are on it. It's very big, and it's exploring a lot of different things. I'm really excited for people to hear it.